Hi, it's Anthony from okplay.com, and today we're checking out the black edition of the AMVR facial interface. So keep watching for my review. So you may have seen my other review of the orange edition of the facial interface from AMVR, and this pretty much is no different. It's black in color, so that means that you don't get any light bleed that you would have got with the orange version or any other lighter color. They also do white, surprisingly. I don't know if they've actually filled in the inside, so you're definitely going to get light bleed in the white version, for example. I've done this little hack by coloring in the black inserts, which really helps with that. Some people also say that they've put the corner pads further inwards to help with the light leakage. But this is a really nice way, and it's you don't have to use the side pads, so that's one less issue to worry about. But if you're not too sure about colouring these in or filling these with black film to reduce the light leakage, filling them in with black pen is just as good. The black edition comes with all the same accessories, so you've got two thick and thin foam pads that you can actually then apply onto the actual cover itself. Of course, you can mix this with any other foam pads from people like VR Cover. That gives you a much more premium feel than these, but these are pretty good. They're PU leather again, so you can easily wipe them down, and they also come with these little side corners, which for me, I need these because sometimes I start to see light coming in from the actual headset itself. More so if you start to use halo straps, which brings your face further away than the Elite strap or from the stock strap, for example. It has the same light leakage nose flap on the front, which is also removable just by pulling it front ways, and then that will actually just come off if you don't like any nose pads from things like silicone covers and things like that. But that's a nice touch, and I find this actual nose piece to be a little bit better than some others, purely because, and it only comes in one size, but purely because it's got a wider flap area which covers quite a broad part of the nose, and it does reduce the light leakage quite a lot if you have it fitted properly. The pads themselves come in thick and thin, but the thickness and thinness is quite minor, so you might want to favour the thicker one for comfort and the thinner one if you want to have probably a marginal extra field of view. They're both attached with Velcro loop system on the back, which attaches to the actual Velcro system on the inside of the facial interface. And again, like I said, you don't have to use these side corner covers, but they really do help to bring the wrapping more around your face to reduce any light leaking around the outside of your facial interface. Comes with the same manual and warranty card, and as well as the eye cover that you also get with most other AMVR accessories. And the Velcro on the inside is pretty much the same compared to the other model that I reviewed. It has a softer part around the top inner side section, which is very similar on the black model. It's a lot softer. But I do think that the actual plastic that they've used here on the inner side is not as firm as this orange version or the early version. They might have changed this now in an update, but it does feel that the plastic is a little bit softer, and because of that, I find it doesn't clip into the headset as well as this version did. So whether they've slightly changed the material so it's a little bit softer, or the contacts wear down because of the plastic they've used on the inner part of the facial interface, it just reduces the amount of how firm the actual facial interface connects into the Quest itself. I'll try and demo this for you. So the orange one, that clips in better than the VR covers, in my opinion. If you were to like brush it or knock it, I always found the VR covers were quite easy to dislodge and they would come off. But the AMVR facial interface, they seem to withstand a few minor knocks before they come loose. So this one clips in really, really nicely, and it's probably the best one that I've had clip into the Quest itself. But this is an early version of their facial interface. So if you were to buy the orange one again, you might get a newer version where this is softer, which mirrors the same as this one. So with this one, I found it initially really hard to clip in. I'm doing this now as I would do with this one, and it's not clipping in. I actually have to manually kind of like try and find that sweet spot, and it's not clipping in. There you go. And then that end as well. So this end here as well. That it just wasn't an easy click in as the other one was. And I think, and I can see here it's not clipped in. You can see there like a light leaking here. That's not clipped in either. So it's not fully connecting to the headset, purely because I think it's the material being used is a little bit softer. So it's not giving a firm, rigid connection to the inside of the Quest. But again, once it is clicked in, it does feel that it can't be dislodged as easy if you were to knock this facial interface in it. Yeah, it's dislodged a bit there. But overall, the black interface is much better than the orange one, and much better than the white one, because the lighter colors will bring in light bleed on the outside here. If you're playing in a very bright outdoor or very bright light room, it will actually show through the edges. But where with a darker color, or if they've colored in them separately, if you can look at the product images and see if they've actually colored in these parts here, if they haven't, then you're always going to get light bleed coming through a lighter facial interface. So I always recommend that you get a dark one if you can. So for the AMVR one being one of my favorites, I really wanted to check out this dark version to see if it stops the light bleed, which it should do, and it does. But it's only unfortunate that the material that they've used in this newer version, or recently manufactured version, shall I say, that it just feels a little bit more softer material, or that these clips aren't the same as the actual orange one itself. Another thing I noticed is quite hard to probably pick up in the video is that it's got like almost like a textured effect, but it also looks like the plastic has got worse or degraded. But I'm sure it's a texture that they've applied here, but I just think it looked odd when I first saw it. I thought that the plastic had gone wrong in the building process or something. It is definitely a two-tone thing, because it's definitely black here and you don't see that carried over. So it's just the material that they've used on the outer side part of the cover, and they're still using a thicker plastic here. It just doesn't feel as solid as the earlier version that I had of the same facial interface. I'm not shooting it down too much. It's definitely one of the better facial interfaces that you can buy for the Quest 2, in my opinion. The VR covers are great. Maybe the newer VR covers are better, and I just haven't had a recent one recently. But from what I've experienced from their earlier line compared to this, I find the AMVR just a bit better. And the fact that they give you all-round Velcro points makes this cover have the ability to have any other foam interface and really connect to it when you apply it. So if you were to match this with the Cool Gel or the minimal facial interface kit from the VR cover, that's a really great combo with this and the VR cover padding. But then again, the thick padding of this is really, really nice to feel as well. It's just that these are a bit thin. So if you've got a Elite strap or a soft strap and you do get a lot of friction on the bottom, which causes red marks down here, this isn't really going to help you that well, where the VR cover has thicker padding down here, and that will probably irritate your skin down here a little bit less. But if you were to use a halo strap like the Bobo VR M2, then the weight is lifted off your cheekbone area anyway. So these are a good match for that, for example, because you want all the padding to be on the forehead really. But I think these pads might be a bit too thin for halo strap use. But if you like the increased field of view or the sensation of being quite close to the lenses, then these foam covers aren't so bad. So this AMVR facial interface kit and everything else that comes with it retails for $27.99 in the UK and $29.99 in the US on Amazon. and you can check out my links in the description below. It's a very good facial interface kit, and black is definitely the option to go for over any of the lighter colours, and all the added accessories really help to add that overall comfort and improves immersion in VR. So overall, the price and what you get is pretty much a good bargain if you're looking for your first facial interface kit for your Quest 2. Alright, thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful. If it has, please leave us a like down below and let me know in the comments if you have any questions about this facial interface kit from AMVR. You can check out all my facial interface reviews in this playlist here. Hit the subscribe button down below to catch all my future content, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.